welcome to the first episode of the Kingdom Podcast. And today it is just me, Jacko, 2026. If you saw the pilot and I'm wondering why in God's name it's just me, that has to do with the fact that the crew that was set up for the actual first episode fucking canceled. Or not canceled, they had shit to do, which is, fair. Whatever the fuck you have to do whatever you have to do. All that shebang-a-bang. So yeah, this may be a common occurrence. Might happen frequently, might not. We'll see. If it does, it's going to be shorter in time than the normal podcast. Normal podcasts usually going to round out at an hour maximum. Editing an hour is already a bitch, so going past that is not what I really want to do. For this solo one, which may happen frequently, depending on how the crews organize their weeks accordingly to the podcast or not. So, but next episode I'll try not to make this a solo, trying to get a crew together for a proper normal episode. But this one, the idea is for it to be half, so about 30 to 40 minutes. I know 40 minutes is not half an hour, but whatever. Shut the fuck up. So what exactly am I going to talk about for a podcast, you might be wondering, that makes it a podcast and not just some random fucking video that's for the Discord or for me talking, whatever the fuck. This is going to be kind of like a developer update. You know, like the fucking Jeff Kaplan, or the fuck that guy? Yeah, Jeff Kaplan, that's his name. That guy. So he does those like random developer updates. God knows when those are scheduled. Probably aren't. Piece of shit. But yeah, the idea with this is for me to update you guys on current events, the going-ons of the server, stuff in the background that maybe even mods or admins don't even see, like just limited stuff to me, the owner of the server, as well as the process of suggestions, future ideas, and so on. So yeah, it's like a developer update kind of thing for a podcast. It's a different speed than other podcasts. If you're wondering what a weird thing like that is inspired by, it's Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience, and I'd have to say that the Fabled Foreheads podcast, whatever the fuck it's called, by General Sam, is also an inspiration. If you're wondering how the fuck, or maybe you're wondering who the hell General Sam is, or how is this at all related to the Joe Rogan Experience, the Rogan Experience, I find that even when he's a shit guest, he's able to bounce off of himself, and I wanted to see if that's even possible. So this is kind of like a test of that. Who knows if I'm even going to be able to sit through and edit my own voice, or if I'll even be able to record the 38 minutes of this podcast without being a nuisance to the people I live with. That is to be determined within the next 34 minutes to 36 minutes. Then for the Fabled Foreheads podcast, it's already a solo podcast, or at least his first episode was, and I'll put a link to it in the description. Also put a link to the Joe Rogan Experience in case you don't know who that is. Most people do, especially people that look at podcasts. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, I'll put it there anyways. But the first episode of Fabled Forehead podcast, or whatever it's called, by General Sam, was just him, and he managed to bounce off of himself in a clever way by only telling stories. So I thought, well, that might be interesting to do, but I don't have stories to tell, so maybe doing it in a developer update style like Jeff Kaplan does with Overwatch might be interesting to some people, maybe not all people that might not be interested in the server, people not in the server per se. If you aren't already in the server, I highly recommend joining. If you enjoy movies, anime, if you like showing off your talent, you like doing art, you like playing games, put that shit in there too, got all kinds of stuff. You got the movie nights, the anime nights, the talent shows. Those are the 3 basic ones. And then with every role that you get, you unlock additional events. Like the artist will soon unlock a commissions request text channel where they can put in their prices as long as it fits the format that's appropriate and has been made by myself based off of personal experience, and reading about successful people's experience in terms of freelance artwork. So that will be, if you're wondering, if you're an artist and you're like, where the fuck is it? Well, that's a bit of a tricky bitch. Currently have someone recording that. I won't say their name in case they don't end up coming through. As of recording this podcast, which is Monday, July 8th, 11:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I've yet to receive the audio, so who fucking knows? I was kind of supposed to get it today, so who knows when I'll be getting that or when that video will come out. Hopefully soon. But yeah, I have someone recording the audio for me because, like I said before, don't like editing videos that contain my own voice to them. I think that's just a fear that most people have, or at least semi-antisocial, or not antisocial, but like introverted people have. It's fucking stupid shit. It's horrible. It's really fucking stupid, especially when you're trying to edit videos. I did stuff like that for school where I was doing like a interview for a documentary filmmaking class, and someone was recording me and it was like, hey, look at this video of you saying this stupid shit. Does it sound good? Well, of course I'm gonna say it sounds like shit. It's fucking me. And I did the same with the other guy as well. That video was fun to edit that, because it was his voice and not mine. I have no idea what ended up happening with his recording of me. That never saw it. I think he sent me a link, but I never watched it, like an asshole. Yeah, so don't like fucking hear my own voice. That's probably more relatable to most people that are going to be watching this. Most people on Discord and YouTube are introverted people by fucking supposed what do you call them, stupid papers, whatever, fucking scientists calculating off of groups and statistics and all that. What the fuck was I going with this? Oh yeah, so that video will be about commissions, specifically the process of commissioning an artist, and not only through the Discord, because this fucking that wouldn't be worth of a video. It wouldn't do too well. Be no point to it. It would just be another thing, like an update to the video. Wouldn't do well views wise, or it wouldn't make too much sense. So it's also going to be talking about commissioning artists for Twitter and stuff like that. If you're wondering where that idea was inspired by, it was inspired by a YouTuber named Nerd City, who uploaded a video about commissioning artists to do some merch designs for them. But most people don't do merch, mainly because of the whole royalties and all that shit of having to pay the artist, maybe buy items sold or whatever. It's a difficult process. Most people just go through the commissions and fucking get a single piece of work. Some people get their fucking fetishes drawn and shit like that, like garbage one pieces. But yeah, this one's gonna be doing about those one pieces because they're more common. The people in the server are more capable of doing it. Makes more sense, more relatable to the environment that is in the kingdom. Otherwise, it would be a useless video to make. In other news, other videos that are coming through is one that I have promised for a while, but has been in the workings for a while as well. Was a D&D tutorial on character creation, or at least the first part was supposed to be about character creation, and then after that video was supposed to come out, we were going to do other parts, maybe about designing maps, how to be a dungeon master. That wasn't particularly inspired by anything besides frequently asked questions for D&D nights for the kingdom. That video has gone through so many different iterations of voices. I have three recordings from 3 different people for that one video. The original person was Shane Shackle, if any of you guys remember who that guy was. He was our first booster for the server, so he's a cool guy. And then he just fucked off like one random day. I think, if you remember, Kuzan, whatever, one of them is their username, the other one's their nickname on the server. She's one of the admins, or the other admin besides Pacha. She showed the server in general a tweet about a certain link that was meant to look like a normal discord.gg invite, or Discord-based invite that would be safe to click on, but in reality it was a Discord .gg something else, so it wasn't fucking an actual proper link, and that ended up meaning that people would be seemingly signed out of their accounts and be forced to sign back in, but in reality it was just some fucking scam by some fucking probably random ass Indian guy sitting in his fucking couch eating crackers, little fucking fat round eye. That's gonna get cut, can't say that. Yeah, so once Shane left, I didn't think it was appropriate to still use his audio, considering he wasn't here and he wouldn't be able to listen to it, because the YouTube channel at the time, I don't think it existed. I can't really remember. Can't really look at dates either, because the whole fucking chat log between me and him just turned to shit as soon as he left, because I didn't have it friended, and he had his settings so that people that were his friends and people that were in the same servers as him could be the ones that could message him. Otherwise, you can't message him. Hopefully he joins back. I don't think he's been online at all, but maybe that's just settings on his account. Who fucking knows? I don't know. If he comes back, that'd be great, because that's another dungeon master. Speaking of which, only have one. So any of you dungeoneers that are listening to this from the server, or just people that happen to fucking find this video, this podcast episode on the channel, go to the Discord, fill out the application in Dungeoneers, or the dungeon rather. It's in the pins. I also keep posting it as well for groups and stuff like that. Fill it out, say you want to be a Dungeoneer. I will take that request and I will DM you some basic questions to make sure you're not just being a prick and saying you can DM when you really can't. Don't fucking waste my time. Don't be some asshole that has no mic, because how the fuck are you gonna DM if you have no mic? I'm looking at you, fucking knuckles looking ass. Could I play Dungeons and Dragons without a mic? Well, yeah, I mean, it's fucking hard. No one can talk to you. The whole point of the thing is talking to each other. Stupid. But yeah, so we only have one dungeon master. It would be great if you guys could fill the application so we can have more. I'd like to have 3 D&D nights a week, but currently Teeth/Mouth, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's Teeth now because he keeps changing his nickname from Mouth to Teeth. I guess he doesn't like it. Man doesn't like Goonies. What an asshole. I think he might like Goonies. I don't fucking know. The reason with Mouth is fucking Teeth, fat bitch. Those guys Evangelion garbage going on. He's the only dungeon master, and he doesn't feel comfortable doing 2 nights. So 3 nights is out of the fucking question, and 4 nights, don't even fucking think about it, buddy boy. So that, who knows what's gonna happen with that? Who got it and well knows. There's some people who are frequent in D&D nights but aren't available. In case that's a question you're asking, like, hey, I see these people are signed up and active in Dungeoneers. Why the fuck do you not just DM them? Well, sometimes they're just only active for the D&D night, and that's it. And you can't have those people. You know, that's fucking stupid. Besides the D&D tutorial for character design or character creation, which by the way would be through D&D Beyond. If you want to make your own character, you can just check out D&D Night, the text channel. There's a simple tutorial written in text that you can follow. The video is mainly to help people that didn't feel like fucking reading. They're just lazy assholes. But that's mainly most of the videos are just for that purpose, except for the podcast, of course. Like this one, episode 1. What the fuck was I going with this? So yeah, besides the D&D tutorial and the commissions tutorial, there is going to be a thank you video coming out soon for the Patreon, either recorded by me or recorded by your friendly moderator, Ari, who seemingly is a fan favorite, wink wink, nod nod, fucking bullshit amongst you guys for some reason. Yes, well, I hear a lot of questions about, oh, I understand how I can report a user in the server by using comma, suggest, or not comma, by following the pins in general, or looking at the questions and seeing how to report a user, but I don't see how I can report staff reporting. Just DM me, Jacko-2026. My number is 7469 for Discord, so just DM me. I'm the ruler. You can see me right at the top. Just DM me which staff member is being obnoxious, or if there's certain problems between you and the staff member. List them. Screenshots are good. Everyone has access to an auth log, so any corruption, any abuse of power on the mod's sake or the admin's sake, it's all visible to everyone. So screenshotting that is great, because if you don't, it eventually goes away and I can't go back and look at it. Simple stuff. I guess I'll go through some of the frequently asked questions as well, even though as of today, July 8th, 2019, I did put in the frequently asked questions text channel finally, after a straw poll that was last week or ended on Sunday. Put it in, but actually it didn't take that long, but whatever. Some of the questions we get is like, what the fuck is EST? Why do we always say EST when it comes to times for movies and anime and talent shows and all that? Eastern Standard Time is what it means. Eastern Standard Time. Most people, it seems, on the server grasp this concept, but some people don't, especially newer members. It's basically the time zone you live in. So I suggest that if you're not sure what time zone you live in, just Google it. Just fucking time zone for wherever you live. You live in fucking Montana, look up time zone for Montana. And it's simple shit like that. Very, very simple. You can do the conversions quick. In the future, we might show like GMT time and Eastern time and maybe Pacific time or whatever, like all together, so that more people know when they should show up. Maybe we'll do multiple hostings of the same movie in the week, so that people can show up to the movies that they want to watch at their own proper time. But it doesn't seem like we have a bunch of fucking wallabies from Australia or whatever, so that would have to be something that someone suggests or reports to me through a DM or through following the pins, which tell you how to make a suggestion. You'd have to do that. I don't see a current purpose for that. Maybe a mod will tell me and I'll change my mind. Who knows? For the current moment, that's probably not going to happen, but it's an idea to toss around. If you're wondering, by the way, if you're wondering, is this YouTube channel only going to be updates and podcasts? It's kind of bullshit. Who the fuck would watch this shit? Garbage. Blah, blah. No. We have movies and we have anime, and there are a lot of channels on YouTube that do movie reviews or do the fucking shit that English teachers do and heavily dive into the movies and the themes and the subject and the line between the lines, like that kind of shit. Some people do this for video games too. Really highly recommend Joseph Anderson. Very good. But I find that frequently those people, an interaction between the fans is very rare, if ever. Joseph Anderson, again, does do streams with viewers on games that he's covering, which do really well from the looks of it. So I don't see why he doesn't do it frequently, and other people don't do it frequently as well. So the idea is that we'll do a review on a movie, that we have watched already as a group. So fucking one of the ones that we're going to do soon is Apocalypse Now. talking about masculinity, and it's gonna be only about Apocalypse Now. It's about the movie Hollywood or whatever you fucking want to say. It's just Apocalypse Now would be like is the thing that inspired me to write a script for a video. The voices for those videos are yet to be determined. Might be me, might be someone else. Who knows? If you like to volunteer for that stuff, checking out hashtag announcements is a good idea, because over there you can see what our email is, which is freaking heck777. That's 4 sevens at gmail.com. And if you send an audio file of just random garbage, as long as it's cohesive and it's in a proper sentence, we can see if your microphone quality is good, if you're capable of recording. OBS is what we're looking for. But if you're on mobile, we'll take MP4 formats, because our update videos are done MP4 by SAP CBT or SAP-CBT. So yeah, if you want to help us out with those videos, feel free to put your fucking submissions for your microphone quality through the email by looking at announcements. If you have any further questions about stuff, maybe about the podcast today specifically, or about stuff about the server, it's always good to firstly check to make sure they're not in the frequently asked questions text channel, which you can get access to by reacting to a message in hashtag welcome in the Discord server, link in the description. You can also DM me most of the time. You can DM a mod, but most of the time they won't know the answers to certain questions, or they just won't give a shit and just not answer you because they get that question a lot and they didn't tell me it was one of the frequently asked questions that they get. That shit happens, whatever, who cares. DM me, Jacko-2026. The ruler, I'll do my number again, number 7469. Just DM me if you have only if you've already checked the frequently asked text channel questions. I'm not going to answer ones that have already been answered multiple times on a almost day-to-day basis. But here, I'll answer one quick question that we're probably going to get a lot of after already breaking the formula, seemingly breaking the formula of the podcast. The pilot episode contained 4 people, already explained. The crew didn't show up, and we're going to see if this works out as a solo podcast. So this is another pilot of sorts, although I'm going to call it episode 1. You're going to be looking at the screen right now and saying, in the original, in the pilot, there was a logo in the center. Now is it? Now with this episode, there's now bullshit in the bottom left corner, and something in the top left. Same footage though, but whatever. You might be wondering why that's the case. I think this style is what we're going to move with forward, because having that logo in the center looks kind of bad, in my opinion. If we get a lot of requests in the comments, so yeah, leave a comment on what you'd like to see talked about in a podcast, or any questions or suggestions of how we should improve the podcast visually, maybe some editing techniques. All those are welcome. Put them in the comments below. If like this style, if you're wondering, is inspired by the Sleepy Cast, the Sleepy Cabin cast, whatever the fuck they're called. They're the podcast. They were pretty cool back in the day. They were enjoyable to watch. They don't really do it too much anymore. And they had shit at the bottom left and the top left, and they had like a nice image or gif of the billowing smoke coming out of the chimney of a nice cabin in the woods. I thought, hey, that'd be pretty good if we could do that. Pretty simple to do, but we need to have all the shit away from the center. I was like, yeah, makes sense. That way we can put in more images like we did in the first one with the Argonians, which, yes, I personally believe Argonians are furries, and fuck you Ari, and fuck you Teeth, and Willie. We're talking shit about Canadians. Yes, sacks. Yeah, fucking. fat sons of bitches. But yeah, it leaves more room for me to edit stuff in, which is fun. The editing part is fun for me. I get to do a little tricks in here, learn some stuff. If you're wondering what my editing style is inspired by, there are two specific people. Once again, General Sam. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. And Soviet Womble. Most people know who the fuck Soviet Womble is. He did Daisy Bullshittery. He does Arma Bullshittery, because he just released an episode as of recording, July 8th, 2019. Just released a video on Arma. Another Bullshittery video, I think. Those two people were inspired by. Most people probably saw that, because in the first video I did basically a copy of something that he did, but shittily done, except with a different joke, but using the same footage of Life of Brian, where two people were talking about some fucking political party bullshit, and they point to some old man and fucking yell at him. That was a jack-off meme. That's a Kingdom original. But yeah, that using movie clips and fucking making a personal joke that's related, in his case, to his little clan, but in our case, the community. That was my inspiration. For General Sam, it comes down to fast-paced editing, simplicity, and humor as well is inspired by him. Watched him when I was younger. Actually, not 2014. Maybe? I think so. General Sam 122 is when I started watching him, and now he's like 132 or some shit. Whatever, you'll fucking see it. I don't fucking know the numbers anymore. Whatever. I'm trying to think of any other people that have inspired me. Game Grumps might have inspired me for, again, simplicity and almost minimalist editing, but for the purpose of a joke, because there's little editing in Game Grumps episodes, but they're always for a purpose, like a little joke, and that's usually what I try to do for these ones. Like for the pilot, there's a thing about the marbles where I showed some random fucking artwork that no one would have thought was actually an Argonian. It's all fucking sketchy and shit. The little stamina bar as well, which is with the coffee symbol. It's kind of some Game Grumps kind of stuff as well, like simplicity. Stuff that most people would think of, but most people don't do in videos or whatever. The simplicity, minimalist style of editing is what I'm trying to do, with humor mixed into it. Humor which is more on the dark side, maybe not the dark side, but whatever, just like not your fucking PC garbage humor you see in a fucking commercial for coffee or some shit. Speaking of ads and I guess advertisers in general or sponsors, this episode is not sponsored. We are looking for sponsors. If you do want to sponsor an episode of the podcast or a future episode, maybe one of the ones I told you about, it's good to check out our email, our business email, which is freaking heck 7777. That's 4 sevens. Freaking heck 77747s@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. It's always good to send business inquiries about sponsors and the likes to that email. We look at it every day. So if you want to sponsor an episode with a product that you have, or maybe you have your own Discord server, we're fine with doing a sponsorship for that. But there's a matter of payment for that, so don't come to us telling us, hey, we'll sponsor you, and not fucking pay. That's not how it works. I get that shit all the time with fucking partnerships and garbage like that. I hate that so much. It's fucking stupid. You ever seen the Hunger Games sponsorships? They pay them in fucking goods at least. They give them a chocolate bar. I'll take a chocolate bar at least. Whatever. For sponsors outside of email, I know they joked about the last podcast, the pilot, about G Fuel being a sponsorship. That is a possibility. The signing up for sponsors with G Fuel is seemingly simple. I haven't gone through the process of doing it yet. We'll see. I'm not going to speak ill of them or any other brands per se. We're also looking into gamer subs. A company which fans of the Misfits might know. Another podcast that I like listening to and I highly recommend as well. Very, very good. Also, I don't know if I recommended Fabled Foreheads podcast, even though I don't exactly remember the title, mainly because the first episode was only recently. I'm going to put a link to it in the description as well, because it's an inspiration, and it's good. The first episode is great. Simple, just talking about some random shit. Mind you, dark humor in it, so listen to it at your own risk. If you're not into dark humor per se. So what else? What else is left to talk about? If you're wondering about the format of the Weeb Nights and Anime, I know that we're going back about formats of the movie nights and the Weeb Nights, and you frequently see a name like Shinji, Shinji. You see that name quite frequently. It's in the welcome, it's in general sometimes, pops up wherever. Shinji was a owner of a Discord server, which some of the original people of the server were a part of, and the format in which we do movie nights and Weeb Nights is owed to him. He's not on the server. I would very much like to be on the server. If you can contact him, or you want to know how to contact him so that maybe you can get him on the server, his Discord number and Discord username, that whole shebang, is in the pins of the general chat. Make sure to check that out if you want to go on the hunt, a little Easter egg hunt, to try and get him. Much appreciated if you get him. The main reason we want him is because he knows the formula as much as I do. We kind of did, not co-hosting, but like he'd host a movie, I'd host a movie, yada yada yada, back and forth. He doesn't really do much anymore, it seems. I don't know what he's doing per se, so maybe he could help us out. That's my hope if he does join, is for him to help us out. So yeah, the formula is owed to him. Simple formula. Speaking of the formula, if you read in general or you read on your own independent search of the internet, the World Wide Web, you might notice that Rabbit, the service we use to stream our movies and our anime, will be closing down soon. Who knows when? As far as I can see, there's no information telling exactly the date. If you do know the exact date, please DM me or at me a link in the general chat so that I can see it and read it myself. That information is very important to me, so I can properly schedule movie nights in advance. They shut down because of money issues. The issues that they had were a bit fucking spastic to me, a bit stupid. But we have a possible backup by the name of Popcorn. It's spelled the same, Popcorn, like popcorn. They're on Twitter. They answer questions pretty frequently. They're pretty cool, it seems. I've asked them some questions about money, if they're going to run into the same problems as Rabbit, and they aren't very fast at answering me. But you know, money talk is not always a public one to talk about at most parts. They said that they would talk about it later, not giving a specific date, so that's a bit disconcerting, to say the least. But don't worry about that. If Rabbit shuts down before Popcorn comes in, which they said it would come in late July, early August, most likely, of this year, thankfully. If they don't pull through in time and Rabbit has shut down, it will go on a hiatus for a while, but we're looking at alternatives. An alternative is sharing through Discord in a video call. Doing that is a bit troublesome because people can share their own video and their own audio, so it could be a clusterfuck. I'm looking into it, but it's a process of looking into it. Most services that do what Rabbit do are paid, and so we may have to go down that road, but who knows. Currently we don't have the funds. If you want to help us out in that regard with funds, check out the Patreon, check out the Ko-Fi. I'll put the link to the Patreon if you want to donate to the Ko-Fi, which is a one-time donation system that is in the hashtag donations text channel in the Discord, which I'll also put an invite link to in the description, along with an invite to our Twitter, a link to our Twitter for you to go check that out. Currently, the Twitter is being run by Ari. If you would like to run the Twitter, or if you think that another user in the server seems like a great social character, feel free to DM me who they are, who you think should be running the socials. Maybe even apply to see if you can run for the socials. If you want to apply for running our socials, it's best to DM me. Moderators have no control over that, so it's best just to DM me and leave that between the two of us. So yeah, the Twitter's not very active right now per se, but give it time. Everything takes time. Speaking of inactivity or dead, or the fuck, a lot of people come into the Discord and see very little activity within the VCs and the tech channels, and automatically assume the server's dead. That's wrong. There's people joining every day, people leaving every day. The VCs are active at least 100 times a day, just at weird fucking intervals. Even though everyone's on the same fucking time zone, it's like people are like, I live in fucking Saskatchewan, but I'm gonna pretend I live in Australia and work in that time zone. What the fuck? Why are you waking up at 4 a.m.? What the fuck you gotta do? You gopher? What are you doing? Stop it. It's best to just join the VC, even if no one's in there. Put a fucking bot in there with music, whatever the fuck you want. There's sleepers fucking VC where you can just sit in there and sleep and be AFK and just have a music bot play for you. Just playing music to bots to use to listen to your music for, and just sitting there. People will join in. I feel like a lot of people in the server are very introverted and are just terrible conversationalists. And just don't feel like starting a conversation, or don't feel comfortable starting a conversation. So it's best for you to do that. If you're an extrovert, please start a goddamn conversation, because holy shit, some of these people don't even know how to talk for 10 minutes straight. It's something. It's definitely something. So yeah, non-dead server, just fucking talking it for like 10 minutes or whatever. People will respond to you right away. It's like everyone's in sleeper agent mode or whatever. Mr. Cody Banks just sitting there. So yeah, don't worry about that. When you join the server, it's gonna look a little dusty, a little dry. Don't worry about it. That's fine. Yeah. So this will mark the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed this solo. Feel free to leave a comment on suggestions for future episodes. Maybe even suggest who you'd like to see on an episode. If you'd like to be in an episode, check out hashtag the podcast in the Discord to see how you can apply to be in the Discord podcast in a future episode. If there's questions regarding the format of the podcast, or just general questions about the server, or how the Patreon functions, or how our Twitter functions, feel free to leave them in the comments or DM me through Discord. No problem whatsoever. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you all for watching.